Namaste, I'm Chrissy Marcus. We are going to do back bends and balances today. So please warm up. You can use the warm up cool down video or the soft flow. I'll do one sun salute B just to really warm up your back before we head into bigger back bends. So let's start at the top of the mat. We'll inhale, reach out and up, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step back. Either plank or table, lower to hover. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And we'll step your right foot up. Reach out and up. Exhale. Back through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog, second side. We'll inhale out and up. Exhale, back through. And let's take 5 deep breaths here. You can bend your knees, really stretch out of your lower back, or come into child's pose. And then either step or hop up. And feel free to take a few more rounds of sun salute A or B to get your lower back nice and open, warming up all of your muscles and core temperature. And we'll move right along into our standing balances. So, root through your foot, inhale. Let's take the left leg up first, standing on that right foot. So a few breaths in stork. If you're feeling warm, head right into Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. You can always use a strap here. And then to challenge your strength and standing balance, release your foot without lowering the leg or leaning back. And we'll change sides. So grounding through the standing foot, right knee's going to come up. Few breaths in stork. Establishing that drishti point where you're looking with your eyes at a point that's not going to move at the horizon level. And then heading into a deeper hamstring stretch if you wish. We're trying to hold all of these balances for 10 breaths. And that's about a minute on each side. And then testing the strength. And we'll release. So shaking out. Let's try tree pose, vrikshasana. So finding that stork to set up the evenness in the hips. We'll open the leg to the side. You can support that upper thigh bone here with your hand or head right into the full pose. We'll take a little back bend today by reaching the arms above shoulder height, maybe even taking the eyes up. Really trying to lengthen that tailbone down, steadying the breath. And we'll change legs. Remember, if you fall off your balance, you can always start over. Balance is different day to day. Use those core and lower back muscles to support your torso. And we'll open, heading into tree. Really press your inner thigh into your foot, lift up through the root. And you can always move your upper body in tree pose or change where you're looking to challenge your balance. It helps to pick a spot that's not going to move to steady the eyes. And release. let's shake everything out, release the ankles, any tension that crept up in the shoulders, and we'll look at our first big back bend, Natarjarasana. So I'm going to turn sideways. We'll take the right foot up this time first, and let's start just by grabbing the outer ankle, trying to release your knee down, lengthen in front of both hips. If this feels easy for you, rotate your hand to the ball of the foot, big toe side, and we'll bring the left arm up. I'm going to kick my foot into my hand, moving into the back bend. So staying here, lifting up the front of the body, or heading into a deeper pose. You can bend that standing leg for stability, taking that balance as long as you'd like, and we'll release. So it's important in Natarjarasana, dancer's pose, to keep both hips looking forward. The tendency is to open to the side. So we'll take the left leg up this time, starting by lengthening in front of both hips, reaching the right arm up, maybe adding that shoulder opener. As you kick your foot into your hand, reach your knees straight back. And the toe will peek over your head, hopefully. Breathing, opening that heart center. And then we'll release. Good, let's take ragdoll pose to release your back. It might feel good to sway or come into a squat here. And we'll come on up. Okay, so our big back bends, Urdhva Dhanurasana, can be practiced at a wall. I'm just going to show you a preparation today. Get the feeling of the strength and the groundedness through your legs. I have a little half wall behind me, so I'm going to get close to that. We'll start with your feet hip distance. Bend your knees a little bit so you can allow the knees to bend over the balls of the feet. Tailbone's going to come forward. And I'm just going to lift up through my sternum, pressing the thumbs into the chest, breathing in and up. I'm going to reach the arms up, fingertips pointing back, and maybe you have a wall behind you. You can touch the fingertips to the wall, bend the knees, walking your hands down the wall if it's available, and then we'll inhale, reach out to come up. So that's working on your drop back version. We're going to move down to the floor and look at wheel and upward facing wheel on the floor. So I have here some nice props here to back bend over. A folded towel works, a folded blanket, a pillow, a bolster, anything that will support the back bend as we lay back on our backs. So I'll put these to the side. And we're going to start prone. So we'll come all the way down looking at Dhanurasana first, wheel. So I'm going to take my left arm forward, right heel into the glute like we were in our dancer's pose. And then we'll start to press your foot into your hand. Inhale, lift up. Few breaths. You can always go deeper if you have that space in the back. And we'll change sides. So I would suggest holding about 5 breaths. Second side. Again, trying to keep both hips on the mat, opening that heart center. And back bends are great for inviting in energy and suppleness in your chest. And release. And then take a pause, rest the shoulders and back. And we'll go for our full Dhanurasana, wheel pose. So we'll bend both heels in, find the ankles, kick your feet into your hands and lift up. If you need, take a vinyasa in between or just come into child's pose. And twists and back bends work really nicely together, so let's invite in thread the needle pose here just to open up the middle back a little more. Right arm's gonna come up, breathe in, back bending, exhale, twist. Come back through table, maybe some cat-cows, release your back. Second side, left arm's gonna come up, exhale, thread the needle. And just being mindful of your neck here. I'm taking about 5 breaths on each side. And we'll come back up. And I'm going to segue to being supine. From downward dog, you could walk your feet up to your hands or try a jump through. Coming down to a seat. It's always exciting. So let's take some props here and just move into some deeper supported back bends. I'm going to move this rolled blanket underneath my hips and take a few breaths in our bridge series here. So laying down, getting that prop right where you need it to be, soft here, or you can come up higher into your bridge. And bridge is a lower back bend. Lifting the heels up charges up the hamstrings, and we'll release. And you can extend the legs, stretching out the front of the hips. So the folded blanket is a more moderate version. You could always take a block or a stack of books, to make the prop a little more stable and higher. So moving along here, maybe reaching for the ankles to come up, or playing with Urdhva Dhanurasana. Fingertips towards your shoulders, maybe just taking a few breaths here, opening the shoulders or coming into bridge. Those of you that have the power in the upper body, try pressing up to the crown of the head. Keeping those elbows reaching forward, maybe coming all the way up and reaching the chest. This is an easy pose for you. Take a leg up. You stay up as long as you like. Great to open up the chest. To come down, control, tuck the chin in. Take my prop away. Hug your knees in. And then you're ready to release into some supine forward bends. Releasing your energy back towards the earth. So at this point, I would recommend some hamstring stretches. You can head back into the cool down video or any pose that's going to help you feel grounded after the back bends. Twists are great. And I'll do that same stretch on the other side. So maybe starting with the knees bent so it's easier. We were opening the core, so maybe choose to work your core now, strengthening those abdominal muscles. Feel free to add any other gentle forward bending poses, maybe some rocks, or if you're ready for Shavasana, head right into your resting pose. Remember, back bends are energizing, so maybe not do this practice right before you go to sleep, but enjoy opening your heart center.